Hello and welcome to my playthrough Armored Core 2. I am Cleric and I will be doing a human plus all hidden parts playthrough of the game. I'm not going to make you suffer through hidden plus because that would be horrible. There will be a link in the description to the human plus FMV scene that plays after you achieve human plus. So I will be starting a new game, loading a game later. But I'll be going in here and just starting it as it is currently. We'll be playing on normal mode. I don't find much use in hard mode for this game, so I'll be sticking with it for the most part. I'm going to just make my name number 1 for now, because it doesn't make much of a difference because I'm changing it, or I have a save file ready to go.
Earth Year 223. In the wake of the final war known as the Great Destruction, mankind was forced underground. But with the discovery of the pre-war Mars Immigration Project, the human race would again prosper and flourish. The age of conflict in the subterranean world was finally over, and the newly established government made restoration of the devastated environment its priority. Emigration to Mars was encouraged, but this influx of settlers posed a threat to law and order on the Red Planet. Corporations that were all-powerful during the subterranean era lost their foothold when the government was created. But with a new planet, ripe for exploration, they discovered opportunities to regain their strength.
We're on Mars. It's where the game takes place. Your AC is booting up.
You calling me? What?
Hi, I'm recording. You're now on audio.
You know the drill.
Get
This
that
mission
in
will
you.
test your
Out of here.
abilities.
Go. I did not. I definitely did not.
The test is simple. All you have to do is destroy all MT.
Joys of being a dad to 3 kids.
Should you succeed, you will be registered as a Raven in the arena. If you fail, you die.
No pressure.
I'll accompany you as an observer, but only in that capacity. Keep this in mind. Here they are. Time to see what you learned on Earth.
System engaged.
Go straight along the road and keep them out.
Alright, start with the basic AC. You got a rifle, small missile launcher. 2 missiles typically kill these things, but I missed that horribly. You got your hop boost, which is your typical dodging pattern in this game. And of course, a laser blade. You can see on the left is the energy gauge, top left is your armor points. That's essentially your health in the game. And what you see me doing a lot of times, it's called boost hopping. That was a common way to kind of keep yourself moving, but not be a sitting duck, and also dodge off a lot of bullets as they come get fed into you. One of the cool things about the missile launch in this game is you can lock through walls. Another common thing is to suddenly stop your movement. That'll often send missiles off the ground. This guy also has a blade, but we will show the blade off a little bit here, see how it looks. Start rifling him a little bit. Aerial hits do more damage, which is kind of a cool little mechanic for the game. My apologies for the weird lockbox, how it's moving.
Not bad. Your piloting abilities are
common title for the player in this game is a Raven. Anyways, I was mentioning earlier the weird lockbox movement. So classically on this game, you would strafe or turn, depending on how you hit your controls up, using L1, R1, and then R2 and L2 would be your look up and look down. I have a DualShock controller hooked up, and I have the X and Y axis movement set up as if it would be dual analog. Only problem is because you're emulating a button press, there's no real dead zones to work off of. So it's really difficult to go perfectly straight or perfectly backwards. So I'll be doing a lot of diagonals in the movement today. So here's the main menu. You will see that we had some mail. Now the mail is our primary, shall we say, story driver that kind of explains what's going on in the background. There are some in-game, mid-mission explanations of what's happening in the game as far as story-wise. A lot of the background text and context of what's happening does come through the mail system. So open the first one up here. It's new partner. Nel Artur. Hello, Raven. I am Nel Artur, a liaison manager for the Nerves Concord. I'm responsible for your managerial duties, including mission assignments and communication support. How long I will be your manager is up to you, but I look forward to working together. I already lined up your first mission assignment. The job is low in rank for a Raven, but it's a good chance to get warmed up. Please complete the mission successfully. On a parting note, some birds can fly, others cannot. This is the only truth in your existence. I pray you'll have the ability to fly. Get our welcome Raven. From Nerves Concord. Welcome to Mars. Here you'll perform various missions as a Raven registered with Nerves Concord. We look forward to working with you. Under the Terraforming Project, the Martian environment is beginning to approximate that as a verse. And as the Martian society matures, conflicts over control are becoming fierce. The planet is therefore in a state of constant turmoil for a Raven. It is an ideal setting, and the amount of work available to you is limited only by your abilities. Another thing, as on Earth, arenas for Ravens exist on Mars, and all Ravens must be registered with an arena. Your registration is already complete. Your current ranking reflects your status as a new Raven. Advancement through the ranks rests solely on your shoulders. We will contact you periodically, so remember to check your mail. Good luck. My apologies. I'm going to wait here just for 1 second. I am thirsty. Let's do a little close to the microphone crack of a soda. Hope that came through okay, or maybe the noise canceling killed it too much. There we go. All right. So that is the first mission. As I mentioned Human Plus earlier, it will be a link to the video in description. I'm also going to have a link to the opening FMV sequence. The debt system in Armored Core 2 exists much like it did in Armored Core 1, where you could, by doing missions, depending on how much damage you take and how much solid ammo you expend, because energy ammo doesn't count towards your expenses, or any special deductions for things being destroyed, you could actually lose more money than you're being paid. After you got to 50,000 credits in the debt, like so negative 50,000 credits, and you failed a mission, a special FMV would play. The entire game would restart, and you start back at the beginning, and you wouldn't know what it was at first until you actually paid attention. What's interesting is that you can actually do this up to, I think it's 6 or 7 times. I'm going through my head now. It's called Human Plus. Eventually you get different upgrades. The upgrades include enhanced cooling, so you don't get heated as much. Your booster performance, you get more energy efficient, so you don't get energy as fast. You have enhanced missile interceptors if you have an AMS in your core or an anti-missile system. Enhanced radar performance. The screen's like a grid, automatically grants ACs without top-notch radar function to kind of have like biosensor, missile detector, all those things. Blade wave capability grants the ability to fire waves and energy and fire the laser. It's really cool to just having this laser blade. You actually can press the boost button after you blade to actually launch it in a wave sense. And then enhanced shoulder cannon performance. So normally in bipeds, or if you're quad on the ground, in the air, you can't fire a cannon unless you go into a firing stance. So what you have to have, unless you're a tank, that's the big exception, tanks can do it. But with this Human Plus upgrade, you can have shoulder-mounted cannons or items of that nature and not have to kneel to fire them. And then the last thing is the allow to be overweight. In other words, you can go into the game overweight past your weight load capacity, but that doesn't occur until you actually beat the game. So I'm going to load here. the game I already have saved, and my paint scheme, and my names. Of course, see Cleric there. I'll show you my paint scheme real quick, and we'll be ready to start the game in with all the Human Plus upgrades. So here is my typical color scheme. When I play the game, I've always been a big fan of white with black on the joints and some gold highlights. I'm very excited about Armored Core 6 because Armored Core 6 you actually can do like luster, so you do like actual gold color. So I am so excited to get to do that. I cannot wait for that to happen. And there is your assembly, your optional parts. We don't have any right now. I see none available. And you arrange your cockpit. This is important. Well, this is super important. I always have yellow. Obviously, you have different options here as far as how it looks. I believe Zealous, my best friend, he often used cyan, if I remember correctly. It might have been green, but I'm pretty sure it was cyan. But I always use yellow. And your panel. So you actually can see information. See if I add that one there? You actually can see what weapons is currently equipped on your opponent. That's not something I use very often. Enemy heat is something that's good for the arena specifically. Don't use it very much either. Enemy energy, see their energy thing, also not important. Enemy data, I like having this one on just so I can see how much ammo they have left, but honestly, it's not that necessary. Enemy remnants, this is really important. If you have missions that involve eliminating all the enemies, this will adjust the gauge and go down, so you kind of have an idea of how many you have left to kill. Angle of elevation, never care much about that either, to be honest with you. Outer heat is nice to have for certain missions. War potential, I've always thought was weird. I mean, I can appreciate it, but I never thought it mattered. Yeah, winning percentage, same thing, very close to war potential. Yeah, speedometer, this I love to have. It's purely for aesthetic reasons, so you can just see how fast you're going. And then you have altimeter, which also takes a lot of space on the screen and doesn't really give me any additional information or helpful information. So those are the ones I'd like to use with yellow. There is my color scheme. Unfortunately, in this game, you could not paint your weapons yet. That came later, but for now, this is what we can do. So we are going to go and do something really interesting here and go to the AC test screen. So when you want to mess around after you make some changes, you can kind of see how it moves and feels and the weapons fire. But I want to show you guys something a little bit interesting. See that weird gray panel, how it's a different color? You're like, why am I boosting forever and going up here? It's all around the energy. All right, I know this works. I'm starting to feel like I'm crazy. Oh, there we go. See, it blew up. So if you run out of energy, it goes. You see that red ball on the left side. And it slowly refills after you run out. But we're gonna fly straight up. And honestly, with the current basic booster and the basic generator, we normally wouldn't be able to do this. But thanks to the Human Plus upgrades, we have just enough energy to get up here. So what you have over here is right there. That is one of the many hidden parts in Armored Core 2. Common staple throughout the Armored Core series. So you go up here and either press your blade button or interact button. And you now have a hidden part. Hidden part is useful in a lot of ways. The main thing being that it just... Some of the hidden parts are amazing in this game. Some of the best there actually is, like Carousel and the Moonlight, which we'll be getting eventually. What's nice about this, though, early on, is that when you get a back part, you technically get two of them. You get two back parts. So with that being the case, that means I could sell both for a little bit of credits and potentially change out a piece of my gear to get something I like a lot better. So one of the FCSs we're going to find later on one of the missions, one of the ones I like to use, so I'm not going to bother buying an FCS. So one of the things I'm going to work on first, though, is going to be a FCS. It's going to be a generator, so I have more energy because I'm tired of it. See the hit indicator down on the right side of the screen? It'll tell you when you're taking damage. It'll tell you when you're hitting your opponent. And also if they're destroyed. Missiles have a set speed. Your FCS is your lock-on ability. As a part in your IEC, it actually affects how fast and how many locks you are allowed to have on a small missile. As you can see, this one can do 2. And that's the AC test area. Go right back to the assembly. And as you can see here, here is our new radar. You see it there, it's equipped with a biosensor. On this screen, actually, in any part you go to, if you press the triangle button, you actually get advanced stats for the items you're looking at. It'll tell you the range, what kind of radar type you have, like circle versus octagonal, the weight, the energy drain. Energy management's a big deal in this game. So yeah, this is, I don't really care about this. It doesn't really make a difference to me, but it is a better radar. So for now, we'll equip it. Actually, I won't. I'll get rid of it so I can sell it and see if there's anything worth getting. So now we get to go to the shop. Right now, this is what you call the start shop because there are a lot of items in here you can buy. The biggest issue being there only is so much to buy until you progress the game. As you complete certain missions, especially for certain companies, certain parts will get unlocked and you can actually do a lot more. So what I'm really wanting is a lightweight, high capacity model like this one. The well balanced one is really good early on, so I'll probably be looking for that to help me get me going here. So as you see, I have 5,000 credits. So we go to the sell section and we're going to sell our back part. So, well, there's only one. Well, that's the funny thing. You sell it and come back. We'll go back again and voila, there it is again. So I'm going to be a little bit short of getting that generator I want. So the funny thing about this game too, that won't be short, is I just go here and I sell my generator. Yes, you can sell the generator you are currently using. But you will run into an issue though. If you go back to your garage and say assembly, it said not enough energy and equipment incomplete. So if you have equipment incomplete and not enough energy, it will not let you go into the mission screen or prevent you from doing so. So we're gonna go back to the shop. We're gonna buy that generator I want. As you can see, the one we sold is in here now. And I'm gonna grab this guy. That's gonna make things much easier for us early on. Energy management in this game is a pain. So this will make it much easier. Even with Human Plus, energy management is a pain. So as you see, if you have missing parts that are necessary when you go into the garage for the first time, it'll auto-equip that part for you. So you don't have to worry about having that problem. Like, what part am I missing? It'll just equip it for you. So we have our generator now. So let's go to the first mission. And then you'll see you have options. You don't have to do just one or the other. You can, sometimes missions you'll do, the mission you didn't do will maintain there, and other times it won't. Sometimes missions will go away. Periodically you have one forced mission, periodically at certain points when you get so far in the story. And when you fail the mission, you do have the opportunity to replace it or stop it or change it. But we can go again, and if you fail, hopefully we'll go in here. So I like Eliminate Informer.
We request the elimination of an informer. The target is an employee of ours who has been selling highly classified information to other corporations. Through surveillance, we've learned that he will be meeting with representatives from Emerald Corporation tonight at Fauna Crater. We want you to eliminate him then and there. Attack only the vehicle that the target has boarded. Ignore the corporate forces. We want to send them a message that we'll no longer tolerate such activities. I don't like having to hire a Raven, but as the rest of our forces are engaged in other activities, I don't really have a choice. That is all. Good luck.
You see there is voice acting for the mission starts. There's one voice actor is my favorite. You may notice I may laugh a couple times the first time I hear it because I love the dude's accent. The voice acting was awesome. It's a little cheesy, but man, do I love it.
Huh? AC detected nearby. Raven? Ah, damn it, they found out.
All units converge on the Raven. Make sure our contact is protected.
I mentioned they only care about the truck. You actually can't skip all the enemies in this mission and just go for the truck, which is my intention, because these ACs are a little bit annoying to kill at this point with our limited loadout with just the basic rifle, missile, and blade. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find the truck. Actually, if I remember correctly, it doesn't show up right away. I have to wait a minute. So I don't lose all my AP and lose a ton of money in the mission, I'm gonna back up. Ooh, the missiles hurt. So many missiles. All right. Where are you at, man? There we go. There he is. You can see, there you go. An objective is achieved. Completely ignore all the other enemies and just go right for the truck. There are sometimes that you're incentivized to destroy enemies. You might get bonuses for doing so. And that one, that's not an option. So I'd rather just get the paycheck. No new mail, so nothing new to talk about here. Ooh. Oh, that's right. I didn't read it last time. Let me go in here. I read it before on the other one, so let me do it here again. More or less proving it is a new playthrough, even with all the Human Plus upgrades. Let me do a brief introduction here to the arena, though. I know it's going to be a little bit painful considering I'm using the basic AC. You start at rank 50. There are, with the 49 Ravens above us, there actually is a total of, I believe, of 58. You get them later on locked on after you defeat them in missions and beat the game. There'll be additional ones that should show below you. They may be quote unquote ranked below you, but the very bottom one, number 58, is I think the name was Matthias, if I remember correctly. He was insane. So that'll be something I have to get to later, and it'll be quite a challenge. But I look forward to hopefully beating him again. Just a little bit of point of thing here. I love this series. I'm very passionate about Armored Core. I've loved these games all these years. I've never claimed to be the absolute best, but I'm not too shabby. So hopefully I make a decent showing and don't make a complete embarrassment of myself. So we're gonna start with Lightseeker. So one of my favorite things about the Armored Core series as a whole, since the first arena showed up, is the descriptions. I love these descriptions. Some of them are absolutely hilarious, but this one's a little more straightforward. A young Raven who aspires to become the Ninebreaker. It is unlikely that he'll be able to pull it off, but he has confidence has already won him many supporters. We're going to start here at the Battle Dome. The classic arena I like to do. I'll go through all of them at some point so you guys can see each of the arena areas. I'll do it early on, especially that way the less annoying ACs can be done, the ones we do it with. Tracking, see how little damage that does. Blading does a decent amount though. You haven't been a burn. See how his AP is rapidly dropping? Feel all the rifle hits, and then the blade. He is currently in a burn. In other words, you overheated him. He's in an output down status, and he is, while in output down status overheating, you rapidly lose heat until your heat. You rapidly lose AP. Excuse me, until your heat resets. So we want to keep him at that as long as possible. It helps get rid of enemies fast, especially early on when you don't have much firepower to speak of. This will do quite a bit more damage. Oh, I got stunned out of my shot there. Direct hits versus glancing blows is a thing with blading, so you want to make sure you're as even as possible. There we go. That's the first arena. Something with AC2 that was always kind of a small annoyance for me is that it automatically goes to replay. Later on, you have the option of replaying or not. This one goes straight to the replay. Just press X or the boost button, and it just skips it. You get credits, and then it does exponentially go up as far as how many credits you get upon completion as we go on. We have new mail to the new Raven. It's from Lightseeker. I want to congratulate you on the entry into the arena, but life here is hard. Most pilots drift through the lower ranks and then disappear. The ultimate dream is to attain the title Ninebreaker. Warehound, you won't be able to advance as long as he's in the way. Your future in the arena depends on your ability to defeat him. If you can't, you'll vanish like so many others. Good luck. We'll get to Warehound here eventually. So that is more or less how this works. Yeah, missions, mail, shop, arena, and the garage. Those are the staples of Armored Core, and they more or less exist in some shape or form throughout all the game series. This is the main mission here, so we'll do one more mission. I'm not going to be doing Defend the Bridge because I hate it. But I need, remember correctly, do I have biosensor on my head? I don't think, oh, I do. Oh, we're fine. All right. It may not be this one anyways, but I'm just thinking of one. I'm thinking ahead a little bit.
Prototype MTs are malfunctioning.
Oh yeah, it's this one. Yeah, we don't need it for this.
In the Bundle MT factory. The cause of this may be the electromagnetic field surrounding a meteor that fell nearby. As the malfunctioning MTs are only prototypes, they are weakly armed. No major damage is expected, but we cannot let them run amok. Your mission assignment is the destruction of all malfunctioning MTs. Good luck.
You destroy all those floating balls. That's our mission. Literally it. I love the name too, Operation Bad Boys. Some of the operation names were really nice too. So we go here.
The gates between blocks have been closed to prevent the damage from spreading. Destroy all MTs in each of the blocks. Doing so will open the gates one by one.
Throwing the missiles just to get them out of the way. And here's another one of my daughters coming in here. You may notice that one died awful fast. That's because he was taking enemy fire from his, not his allies, the other MTs in the area. You see I split lock there. These take 5 rifle rounds to blow up.
The gate lock to Block B has been released.
Block B is back this way. Back where we came from. Through a different area. Over here. So they can't actually build themselves up. It's actually a common thing with disorder units, which we'll be more acquainted with here later. They can just blow each other up, which I think is kind of funny. And 4, 5. One thing to know here, I'll do a little bit as a demonstration. If someone's about to blow up, you can keep firing off it. The FCS will stay locked on even after they're blowing up. So if you start seeing them burn, it's time to stop firing so you don't waste ammo. Oh, and I'm taking way too much damage. I was not paying attention. Should have demonstrated. I should have just killed them. Not getting as much money for this mission. That's a little sad. Cover is a very important thing in this game. It's very helpful. looking for block C. Right here. Almost done here. What I mean about the slog. Takes a while. Not much armaments. Takes a while because your armaments too. 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't have done demonstration where I was. That was a dumb place to do it. I lost a lot of AP, which I'm losing a lot of my value here. I guess you can see how much taking AP damage does to your reward bounty for deductions here. Yep, AC repair. I lost 8,400. That stinks. We have new mail. Lots of new mail. We'll go with this one. Zeomatrix. It's from Nell. Zeomatrix is currently the most powerful corporation on Mars. It wasn't a large corporation prior to Martian development, but it was the first to expand into Mars and soon claimed the #1 position through a series of AC developments. Zeomatrix frequently employs Ravens. As your name becomes established, they will most likely approach you with important missions. The value of your existence is determined by corporate decisions. Do not forget who allows you to live. We will contact you again. Earth Government LCC. As you know, the Earth Government struggled during the chaos of the Subterranean era to rebuild itself in the ruling entity that it was prior to the Great Destruction. LCC is an organization established by the Earth Government, but it lacks clout, as the Earth Government's resources are focused on environmental reclamation and maintaining order on the Earth. LCC possesses no real military strength and relies heavily upon Ravens. Corporations pretend to obey LCC, but behind the scenes, they're engaged in a vicious power struggle. LCC has been quiet since its inception, but they could become active at any time. Thus, confrontations between corporations are becoming more and more deadly, and tension is mounting. Then again, this might be favorable for you, Ravens, as it provides more work for you. We'll contact you again. And disorder units. We have a request for the removal of disorder units. These are unmanned, armored weapons, known to have existed prior to Martian development. Disorder units display organized insect-like behavior and appear unannounced in various Martian cities and facilities, causing great damage. It's not known exactly what the disorder units are. We only know they're dangerous and that a number of different types exist. That's about all. Missions involving disorder units will probably be common in the future, so exercise great caution, stay alert for any information regarding them. We will contact you again. That's the reason I mentioned earlier about the biosensor in the head. Without the biosensor, you have the inability to actually lock onto and attack them. So if you don't have that, the disorder unit shows up, it'll be something you can't even mess with. Got defend the bridge, attack the tenant's tenellation, and remove disorder units. You know, let's do remove disorder units, just so you guys can get a feel for what they look like. I've always liked the attack. No, I'm not doing that. Ignore that. I'm doing this one because this is the one with the voice actor I mentioned earlier that I love. I'm gonna let this just go. Good old Emerald.
Please attack Zeomatrix's energy collection facility. The target is the Rectenna installation in the Hellas Plain. Solar devices blanket the area, collecting sunlight and converting it into energy for use in major Martian cities. The goal is to undermine the public trust in Zeomatrix by destroying their ability to supply a necessary commodity, power. Destroy the facility and all Rectenna devices. The facility is guarded by cannons and a squadron of fighter planes. Therefore, we will be attacking at night, when we should encounter less resistance. We will also be assembling an MT support team to provide you with cover. Failure is not an option. As a Raven, I'm sure you understand.
Do you see why it's my favorite voice actor for the missions in this game? Oh man, I said it's a little cheesy, but man, I love it. It's on point. When I think of mission briefings and then reading them out, that's the voice that's always in my head. It's always that one.
We've arrived at the target area, commencing AC drop.
Heard that phrase a lot. For those unaware, this game is not normally widescreen or look this sharp. I am on emulator. I do own the game, and I do have a copy and everything else, but this way you can actually do some drivers, some shaders, and also upgrade some things. Ooh, and that's the one problem I forgot. So if I pause the game, it removes the text. So my health is now blocks, but I should be fine, I think. These are things I gotta blow up. Right here. And look at the giant blocks that are now on my radar screen. Oh my, this is hilarious. I knew about the other one, but not the radar. This is so bad. Actually, yeah, back here. Okay. Now, how about those guys up top? They hurt.
MT1 destroyed.
Right, we're almost done here. We got a couple of these installations left. Pretty sure it's over here. Oh, those missiles, they hurt. Ow, they hurt. I think it's right over here. I think it's the last one. Objective achieved. Again, another example where you can skip all the enemies and do it. Glad I could just demonstrate the bug for you. If you pause the game. That's one of the few drawbacks for using emulator, but I do like the fact it can do a widescreen patch, which actually makes it look proper widescreen, and it also does the shaders, makes the models, everything look much sharper. So it's not as miserable of experience to either consume via watching or playing. We got more mail. Emerald. Emerald is Earth's largest corporation, but it's a step behind Zeo Matrix as far as expansion into Mars is concerned. Of course, Emerald isn't satisfied with the situation, and they're gradually strengthening their power base on Mars through drastic measures. An aggressive attitude is what has made Emerald #1 on Earth. Their greed and ruthlessness is a prime example of corporations as a whole. We will contact you again. For those who are unaware, Armored Core has always been a constant commentary on corporate greed. And that's a good example of a mail that explains that right there. I think I'm going to stop today's playthrough right there for now. There are, I think there's 36 missions. There is, like I said, 58 arena opponents. There are a lot more hidden parts to get. We haven't gotten to a mission that has one yet. Sorter units are coming up, so this is where the question comes in. Do you want me to continue on the missions, do a mission playthrough? Do you want me to do more arena opponents? I will be upgrading my AC as obviously I get money. The best way to do that is to get money by doing missions. But you can get a decent amount of money by doing some arena ones, but I prefer getting more money up front to do some really crazy setups as far as high efficiency energy weapon setups that can do crazy amounts of damage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save. So do this. Let me know in the comments. What would you like? Would you prefer arena or do you prefer missions? Do you like me explaining things? Do you even like me reading the mail? I can stop doing that if it's annoying to you. I can stop doing that, just leave it up for a few seconds so you can just pause and read it yourself. I'm good with whatever. Or do you want more arena? Let me know. Less commentary, more commentary. I am on the threshold of really breaking through on YouTube, and I really appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. Thank you all for all your heartwarming comments I mentioned in my post earlier, and I really hope you enjoy the Armored Core content. I plan on doing more. I plan on doing a full playthrough of Armored Core series at some point. Once Armored Core 6 comes out, obviously I have to stop, but I have genuinely had a hard time playing any game other than Armored Core since I got back from the preview event. Nothing else can scratch that itch. So I'm back to playing Armored Core 2. I've already played through 1, Project Phantasma and MOA. It's on the channel from years ago and various times. Feel free to check those things out. But I will see you all for the next upload, which will be my continuation of part 2 after I get a little bit of feedback from you guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I can't believe I just said that. That feels so weird. But they say you should, so I'm going to. I appreciate everyone who spent your time with me. I hope it was enjoyable for you. Let me know any feedback. Oh, that one last thing, the audio. I did a lot of adjustments in the audio. Let me know how much better it is compared to the previous ones, especially like the Armored Core Veteran Thoughts video on Armored Core 6. I'm trying to make it more enjoyable experience for everyone who's going to consume it, so it's not so bad. Anyway, so as I'm going to say for the 3rd time now, see you all later.